Today we're talking about Chael Sonnen versus Fedor Emalianenko upcoming fight. Hi, my name is Lajhner from MMAcoach.net, where we teach coaches, fighters and enthusiasts how to train smart and not just hard. So today we're talking about the upcoming fight, which has not received as many media attention as because of Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. And I'm going to talk about, hello to you too, I'm going to talk about this fight now. So anytime you want, you leave a comment below, ask me anything you want, and I will answer it after I give you my opinion on this fight. And I have to apologize for not using my usual camera. I have no mic. I'm just streaming from my phone, and I wanted to do this quick video because the fight is going to happen very soon, and I wanted to give you my opinion on this. And at any time you can tell me what you think is going to happen in this fight and why. Just leave a comment below. So, well, if you don't know, some of you guys might not know about Fedor, or Fedor as he's called in the West. Fedor has been the top heavyweight for many, many years. He was actually undefeated for 10 years. 10 years, that's unheard of. So he used to tear people up back in the Pride days in Japan. Many young fighters and young fans have not watched, haven't watched Pride, but it was a great competition, and I will mention it again for one reason in particular when we come to the analysis part. And he was a really, really good fighter. I think he still is, and I think he can still win this tournament, but we're gonna see. Chael Sonnen, on the other hand, was competing in the UFC. He fought for the middleweight title. He fought for the light heavyweight title. He lost both. He was in trouble with the commission because of his steroid use. Now he's back. He's supposedly clean. I don't know about this. I'm not saying that he's not clean. I just say I don't know. So far, so good. And now they're fighting in the second round of the Bellator tournament, of the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix. And I have to say I missed this format, the tournament format of the competition of MMA. It used to happen back in Pride, and they had the first round was 10 minutes, and I'll get back to that information later. So who's going to win? Well, I have to say I favor Fedor to win more than I favor Chael Sonnen, which is not a knock on Chael. I think Chael has improved in the last fight and in the last couple of months and years. I think he's improving. He did a really good fight. He had a really good performance against Quinton Rampage Jackson. He won that fight. He played it smart. He didn't want to engage in a brawl with Quinton Jackson, which is not very smart. He took him down, controlled the fight, and got the win. Great. But is this going to work against Fedor? In my opinion, no. In my opinion, Fedor is too strong, too explosive, too good of a technician for that to work. Does that mean that Chael has no chances against Fedor? No, I'm not saying that. But Chael has less chances than Fedor. First of all, Chael is not a natural heavyweight. Even though if you take a look at him, he looks kind of like, he looks big. But he used to cut down to 185, and Fedor could not do that at all. No way. Maybe Fedor could cut to 205, but 185, no way. What Fedor possesses is what very little people do. He possesses both extreme explosiveness and endurance. And this is very, very hard to have these two combined. People are usually more explosive or more endurable. Some of the people are, kind of like balanced. But Fedor has like animalistic explosiveness. Also, he can last a long time. And now we get back to Pride. The first round was 10 minutes, and he could do that. He can go for 10 minutes, punching, kicking, throwing people, ground and pounding them, having a very, very high pace at heavyweight while being explosive. It's unheard of. Chael Sonnen is not that explosive. He's very durable. He's strong. He can go for a long time, that's for sure. but he's not as explosive and his moves are not as smooth as Fedor's are. I have to share something with you. Fedor was here in Belgrade, in my hometown of Belgrade, 2 times or 3 times, and he did a seminar here. First he did a judo seminar, then he did an MMA seminar a couple of months after his first visit. And I watched that judo seminar and I got to see him live, how he moves. He moves incredibly well. I have never seen a guy that moves so well, especially at heavyweight. He flows effortlessly. The way he jumps, the way he kicks, the way he punches, the way he throws people, it has almost like no effort. It's just pure technique. But at the same time, if he needs explosiveness, he's going to use it. So, and on top of that, Russians are very known to be very, very technical. And I'm not sure Chael can win this. I'm not really sure. Some people say, well, if they get the clinch, maybe Chael can take him down. Not from the clinch. I don't think so. And Chael has said a lot of bad things about Sambo, and I did a video, and you can find it in the cards above. After I finish this video, I'll probably put it in the links as well. Chael Sonnen said that Sambo sucks, and I don't think he was serious about this. You can never tell with him, you know. He sometimes says very good things. You can learn a lot from him, but also, especially about the business of MMA. But at the same time, sometimes he hypes up fights and does things says things that are not true. Like, I don't think he was serious about Sambo not being a good sport. And Sambo is very similar to judo, and judo and Sambo have very good takedowns. Of course, they're takedowns with the gi, but still, I think Fedor knows wrestling as well. So I don't think Chael can take him down from the clinch. Maybe he can take him down for with a double leg, which Chael didn't even conceal his intention. He knows his tactics. He said it up front. When Fedor goes for that overhand, I'm gonna duck down and take him down with a double leg and pound him out. Yeah, we all know that. He even verbalized it. So there is no secret to what his tactics will be. On the other hand, Fedor's tactic will be to punch him in the face and preferably knock him out. But if the fight starts, if the fight goes to clinch or to the ground, he's ready for to fight there too. In my opinion, if Chael can take Fedor down and keep him down and maybe put some punches in, maybe he can win. But I'm saying this is a theoretical chance. I don't think he can actually win this fight. And I respect Chael a lot. I like his channel. I like the way he's fighting now, and he's improving. Great, but I think Fedor will be too much for him. He even said it himself, Chael. He said that he never dealt with this kind of power before, which tells me he was a very keen observer. He said that he observed Fedor punch on the feet, punch on the ground and pound. It looks inhuman. It looks inhuman to me too. I once saw him a video of him punching a guy on pads inside the guy's guard. So he was punching from the guard, and I rewind that video a couple of times because it seemed to me like there were a couple of dropped frames because the speed was inhuman. It looked like there were missing frames in that video, but no, he's just that fast. So Fedor, I think Fedor has the best ground and pound in terms of how he punches from the ground. I don't think he has the best ground and pound in terms of how he moves on the ground, how he passes guard, goes to different positions. But in terms of the actual punch, how he punches, there's no one better. Like, this technique is very, very good. I was very impressed by Khabib's ground and pound too. Very fast, very efficient, not robotic at all. So I was impressed with him as well. I wanted to say one more thing about Chael. Chael, I was surprised that he said a couple of interviews ago, or was it a couple of months ago, he said two things. In one of his interviews, he was talking about Georges St. Pierre and how he trains very smart and he does techniques very slowly at first. And he was surprised by this. he was also surprised. He said that Khabib's ground and pound is, I think he used the word scientific. His ground and pound is scientific. He does things differently. He goes into positions. He has like a system to it. And I'm sitting here thinking of, yes, of course there's a system to ground and pound. By the way, I have one, and if you want to learn how to ground and pound efficiently, check out the cards in the description below. The instructional is called Total Ground and Pound Blueprint. I'll tell you about it later. Just want to finish this. And he said that, Chael said that, I thought that ground and pound was all about me, about a guy getting on top and starting swinging from guard, and the guy who gets on top and swings the hardest will usually get the win. And I'm thinking, well, did I hear this correctly? Is this really what he thinks? It's not about that, the ground and pound. Of course, top position is very important. And I've done a couple of videos about ground and pound. Actually, I've done one, and I've done one on how to improve, how to use your BJJ in MMA efficiently. I will link this up too when I finish this video, and I will link it up in a couple of hours. So if it's not linked up now, go back to this video in a couple of hours, and you can watch those videos. There is a system to ground and pound. It's not just going on top and pounding the guy out. There is a system, how you move your hips, how you protect yourself from being submitted, how you pass the guard, what do you do in other situations. So there are a lot of things that you can do. So and I hope Chael is learning them now. Chael has a good ground and pound, don't get me wrong. He has good ground and pound. He did get submitted a couple of times in that guard situation. But we'll see what happens now. He has to be very careful not to get, if he takes Fedor down, and that's a big if, he has to be careful not to get caught in the armbar. Fedor has a very, very good armbar. So basically that's it. I think Fedor is going to win, which is not a knock on Chael. I think he improved a lot, but I think Fedor will be too much for him. We'll see. We'll see. I've been wrong before. And yeah, that's it. Now, let me know in the comments below what you think will happen and why. And I'll go to your questions now. Just a second. Tech Revo 99 says, "Sir, I want to know what was the mistake of McGregor for losing that fight." Well, I don't know if he made any mistakes. I think Khabib was just better than him. McGregor did a good job of defending in the first round, not getting ground and pounded too much, not getting flat on his back, defending the takedown at least sometime, so he wasn't taken down immediately. Khabib was just better. McGregor, next time, he needs to work more on his defense, more on his conditioning. And yeah, and I know he fights with his hands down, but that proved dangerous with Khabib. He could have been knocked out. So I did a video. You can browse my video section. You can find my I did an analysis of that fight, so post-fight analysis, so you can find it there. Chael doesn't have a chance, says Marco Kostic. Yes, Marco, I agree. I agree that Fedor has more chances to win. Hola, coach, by Muay Thai Master. Hola to you too. Okay, so leave the comments below and let me know what you think. Thank you. I will see you in another video soon. And check out my instructionals if you want to improve your MMA, if you want to take your MMA training further.